Hello, hello. Happy Monday, everybody. Hi, Leslie. How are you doing tonight? Well, if you haven't met me before, my name is Susan Tapley, and I am an independent designer with Chalk Couture. And I go live every weekday, usually lately at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, to do a quick project demonstration for you. And today we're going to be working on one that is actually a Dollar Tree project. So this one's going to be fun, easy to make lots and lots of these too. So you guys ready to get started? Oh, the school committee meetings. Oh boy. Our town finally decided to do kind of a hybrid model of schooling this year. They're doing 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Half the kids go to school. Wednesday, nobody goes to school. And the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, the other kids that didn't go Monday and Tuesday get to go. But some people are opting for just homeschooling, and some are doing online learning. So honestly, I'm glad I don't have to educate little people anymore. Tough job, tough job. All right, so if you were just hopping in, be sure to say hello and let me know where you are from. If you are a first-time visitor, put a 1 in the comments too, so that I can be sure to say hello. All right, so let me change my camera over so you can see what's going on here. All right, so I went to the Dollar Tree recently and I picked up this beautiful, beautiful plate. It is just it's orange, so I thought of fall immediately when I saw it. Of course, it was a great deal. They always are at the Dollar Tree. So today I'm going to be doing a project with a transfer called Leaves Are Falling. This one is currently out of stock at the moment. If you are interested in this, please let me know. I do have a bundle available, which will include the transfer and I think it's four chalk paste singles. And you can get those all for $20. I'm not offering the plate at this time because I don't want to have to ship glass and worry about it breaking. But you guys, most people have a Dollar Tree in their area and you can go pick them up, $1. So we're going to be working with this transfer. It is an A size transfer. It's our smallest size transfer. And again, this one is called Leaves Are Falling. And I'm going to remove it carefully from the packaging. Hello, Miss Cindy. Some ladies that are watching tonight, and you know who you are, should watch your mail because you've got happy mail coming. What I do is I pick a name from people who have shared my videos from my lives and send happy mail at the end of every week. So you guys, a couple of you that I know are here, you're going to watch your mail. And if you haven't seen this before, we call it sprinkling. And what that means is you hit that SHARE tab on your computer or your mobile device. And that lets people that you know see what Chalk Couture is all about. It helps me grow my business and helps you share the fun. So thank you for sprinkling my videos. So this is a cut apart transfer. And I'm going to be using the oak leaf, and we're going to also be using the hot mess technique, one of your favorites. So how you doing, Cindy? All right, so I'm just going to write oak leaf on the back of this one, and my initials on both sides. Leaves are falling. Writing on the back is a great way to identify which transfer goes on which carrier sheet. I also write on the front and back so that I know these are my transfers. In case I happen to loan them out or I'm working with a group of people, I know that I'm always getting mine back. So writing on the back side of your transfers also reminds you that when you've used your transfer, you're going to wash it in lukewarm water, dry it sticky side up, and then you're going to reattach it to this white carrier sheet. The side that I wrote on is dull, but this side of it is super slick and shiny, and that is always the part that you want to reattach your sticky transfer to. So we're going to start by working with the oak leaf, and because I'm working on glass, one of the things I wanted to tell you guys is to be sure that you fuzz your transfers really, really well. It is very, very hard to peel these off of some glass surfaces, especially if the adhesive is very sticky. It is a glass plate, so be sure to fuzz it really, really well. So I'm just going to peel this off the carrier sheet, and you guys, the best way to do this is just to roll your thumb along the edge, and it should pull right up like so. So some of our transfers are very, very sticky. Others, kind of not so much. This one is pretty sticky. And all I'm going to do is attach it to a towel a couple times. This is called a Fuzzing Towel. It is a Chalk Couture branded towel. And the other side of this is a microfiber. So you're going to use the terry cloth side for fuzzing. And all that is doing is picking up a little bit of lint on the back of it to soften the adhesive so it doesn't stick quite so tightly. So I'm going to fuzz this really, really well today. A couple more times, I think. You don't want it to feel all that sticky at all, actually. That's pretty good. Now here's another tip for when you're working on something like glass. Because it's so hard to lift off of the surface, fold one of the corners down on your transfer. Just, you see how I folded that just a little bit? That'll help when it comes to peeling it off. It won't stick quite so tight. So I'm going to use this oak leaf 3 different times. I'm just going to kind of go one there, and one there. And then we're going to put this part in the center. Then we'll make a pretty bow to go on the top. Yes, I'm going to try to make a bow tonight. So I think I'm going to have all of the leaves going in one direction. So I'm going to start over here and attach my leaf. So this is not a stencil at all, you guys, if this is your first time watching. This is a silk screen transfer. It has a screen that goes through the whole design, which is what gives it all of the detail that you see. Press that down pretty firmly. Make sure you don't have any bumps, bubbles, or folds in the design. Because I'm working on a curved surface, I do have a few on the side edges. That's perfectly okay as long as it's not in your design. If you do have one in your design, the worst thing that will happen is you'll have a bleed. You are working on a plate though, and it'll wipe right off. So I am going to be using chalk paste for this this project. It's not something that I would like put food on. I probably wouldn't put it in the sink and scrub it. If anything, I would do just a light dusting with a dry towel. So as long as it's not going to get wet, you can use chalk paste. If you think you are going to wash it, I would suggest using inks though. Inks, inks, inks. Today we're just going to use chalk. And as I was saying, we're going to do the hot mess method using candy apple, bark, and shimmer harvest. So these are my pretty, pretty fall colors. You guys ready for fall yet? I'm not sure I am. Kind of enjoying my nice warm pool. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that my chalk pastes are stirred very well. I've been using this bark a lot. I keep saying I need to clean this jar up. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to give that a good stir. That looks pretty good. And also the red. I was going to use a little bit of orange, but I was afraid that it wouldn't show up very well on this surface. So we're just going to stick with those 3 colors. Bark, candy apple, and harvest gold shimmer. Now the red feels a little thicker than I want it, so you know what I'm going to do. Take my distilled water and give it a little bit of a drink and stir it up. And that should make it nice and smooth again. Works almost every time. Are you guys staying cool? Leslie, I'll bet that you are so happy to have your air conditioning and your power back on. So my candy apple's nice and stirred. Now I'm going to move along to the shimmer harvest. And stir this one as well. One thing that I've noticed about the shimmer paste is that they very rarely get thick. I don't understand why. I don't question it. I love it. And shimmer is just what it sounds like. There's a very, very little bit of sparkle to this, but it is not glittery at all. It's just really, really nice. Okay, so to do the hot mess technique, what I'm going to do is take my stir sticks, actually, and I'm going to cover, not cover it, but I'm just going to dot this around on top of my leaf in random spots, no particular order. Gold is going to be pretty on here, I think. Okay, can you guys see how I did that? Let me pull you in a little closer. There you go, you can see it. So I'm just kind of tapping this on top of the leaf all over the place. Try to get a little up here. It's not a curve, so it's a little tricky. And then I'm going to go in with my red. Yeah, it is so creamy. Shimmer colors. I'll have to check my supply list. We've had problems with our warehouse in Atlanta because a lot of people are out either sick or not working at the moment, and our warehouse is getting behind. Also, the shipping times have slowed way down too with UPS and USPS, so it's been getting a little harder to get some things, but I will check that for you and I'll comment back to you later. So now I'm going to go in and just dot it with some of this brown. This is called Bark. Okay, you guys see that? It's a hot mess. All right, now I'm going to go in with this is a mini squeegee. I'm using the smallest squeegee that we have. And I'm going to just drag my squeegee through all of that chalk paste. Just drag it through and blend it all together. This is going to be really super pretty when I pull it off. You guys are going to love it. Okay, I need a paper towel here. Hold that thought for a second while I get these open. Yeah, I'm waiting for a lot of things to come back in stock right now. It's a little frustrating, but I understand why it's happening. So, what are you going to do? What you going to do? All right. So, while the paste is still wet, I'm going to peel this transfer off like so. Okay. And I'm sure I love that. Do you love it? I feel like I thought it was going to be a little bit brighter. Let me dry it and see if that helps. But actually, no, I don't think I will. I think it'll be okay. It's going to be a little more subtle than I was planning, but that's all right. So I'm going to put this right back down. I'm going to dry that for just a second. So I don't want to pull up the design with my transfer. Come on now. And this is a heat tool. It's kind of like a very, very hot hair dryer. One of the things you'll notice about the paste is that it gets brighter as it dries. Not as bad as I thought it was. Alright, that's pretty good. Actually, I kind of like it now. Alright, so I'm just going to move this around so that it's barely touching the other one. And lay that leaf back down again, and we'll do the same thing. We're going to kind of like make a wreath around this plate with the leaves. Okay, I got a bubble right here. I got to move that out flat. This could get messy, guys. I'm getting it on my fingers. Okay. All right, here we go. I think I'll use a little bit more golden than I did last time. There's that. Maybe because of the color of the plate. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. I was actually considering using orange, and I'm glad I didn't because that would not have shown at all. I don't think so. Now we'll go in with the gold. We'll go a little heavier with the gold this time. Come on. So when do you guys decorate for fall? Do you wait until Labor Day or after that or Halloween? When do you decorate for fall? Okay. So you might have noticed that I didn't scrape my chalk paste back into the jar like I usually do. That is because it would be compromising the colors if I did that. So don't put it back in the jar if you've blended them together with this hot mess technique. So I'm just wiping it off on the towel, all the excess. Yeah, that one's a little bit brighter. And we'll go around. I can try that one. Okay, I do see one little part right here that went over the edge of the dish, which I don't really want it to do. So I'm going to clean that off. It should rub right off. Yep, it did. So, all right, let's try this again. What did I do with it? Here it is. Definitely the gold shows a little bit more than the other colors did. For sure. For sure. Okay. October 1st, you decorate for fall? I don't know. It usually seems like when September rolls around and the fair usually happens is when I start thinking about decorating for fall. Okay. Red with the brown. No two leaves are alike, right? Just like snowflakes. And the gold. I'm glad I went a little heavier with the gold. I think it looks better. Okay, just drag that through again. And while it's still wet, you want to pull your transfer up. And a little bit of a bleed there. No problem. Get a Q-tip. I'm trying to work fast with this transfer because I don't want it to dry while I'm still using it. And I'm right out of your vision again, aren't I? So I'm just using a Q-tip to go in and clean up this little bit of a bleed that I had. See how easy that comes off? Look at this too. There we go. Let's try that a little bit. I actually really like this. It's kind of subtle and it looks good. You want to be super careful when you're using a heat tool on glass. You don't want to crack the glass because this is super hot. Alright, I think we're going to do probably 2 more of these. Working my way around the plate. Okay. Oop. Clean the back of this just a little bit. Okay. We are ready. My fingers are covered with ink, with chalk rather. It's all good, right? Nothing new. Comes right off. Okay. Get that in the right spot. Smooth it out. I'm getting all chalky because I'm putting my fingers in wet chalk. Okay, here we go. Leslie, since you're watching, tell me if they are planning to do bright nights this year. Is that a plan yet? She makes a lot of things and sells them in the gift store. Okay, getting there. Get some gold going. My husband was just out in our swimming pool, which is about 92 degrees, I'd say. It is actually warmer than the air, and it's hot here. Okay, let's go blend that through. Let's see how we did. Pretty. I have some chalk on the bottom of my transfer, that's why I'm getting these bleeds. It's actually not a bleed at all. A little acorn transfer would be so cute on here, wouldn't it? Hey, Doris! Doris, did you get my message? I did a truck, a vintage truck last week. And I was inspired by a truck that you were looking at, I think at, I don't know, Sam's maybe? That I really liked, and I made one like it. Your daughter went in the pool with the dog. My dog does not like the water. No thank you. She stays far away. My daughter's dog, on the other hand, is a black chocolate lab, and I can't keep him out of the pool. It's funny. What kind of dog do you have, Cindy? Oh, your daughter's dog. Oh, I met that dog. It's a cool dog. A little baby puppy. Not so tiny though, huh? All right, here we go. Here we go with the red. And I get some brown. And the gold. A lot of people love using this technique. It's pretty fun. You never know what it's going to come out like, really. But we will see. Nice. All right, I'm not sure if I can fit one more in here. I think it might be a little too tight, but that's okay because I'm going to do something else on the top. I'm going to back you guys back up a little bit so you can see it all. What do you think? Pretty cute. Yellow lab, yeah. All right, I'm going to close these up and we're going to dry that for just a moment, and then we're going to see my crazy attempt at making a bow tonight. I'm determined. I keep trying, right? All right, so I think these are showing up a lot better than I thought they were. My first one was a little bit darker. That was the first one I did, but then I lightened it up with a little more gold than other colors. So I think it looks a lot better. All right, let's try that last one. I also have to put the design in the middle. Don't let me forget that. The shimmer gold and the shimmer harvest. Do you want to see what they look like together? Got one right here. I use the gold in place of light brown sometimes. I don't know if you remember last year, but I made gingerbread boys with gold shimmer. So there are the two colors, and they are pretty close. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, that's curry. What am I doing? What am I doing? Where's my gold? Oh, you know what? I loaned that to somebody. Somebody. I'm sorry, I don't have that one with me anymore. Somebody borrowed it. Okay, so we're going to put Leaves Are Falling, Autumn is Calling down here right in the center of the plate. And of course, before I do that, I want to be sure to fuzz this one really well. You saw how easily I was able to pull that transfer off of the plate. It wouldn't have been that easy if I had, look at my hands, if I hadn't fuzzed it really, really well. Yeah, Cindy, keep an eye on the orders and what's in stock. You're a Chalk Couture member, so you have free shipping all month long. Yay! That makes it a little easier if you just want to order one or two things, you know. All right, so this is going to go right in the center, God willing, right about there. Yep, that looks pretty good. And I'm just going to rub down the words on here very gently. No need to rub all the way around the edges where that chalk is kind of fragile. It's holding on to the plate, but I don't want to push my luck. So I think I'm going to do this in white because white always makes everything pop. So I'm going to use white chalk paste for this part. Okay, so a really full jar. I had a little bit left in my old jar, so I threw it in here, so it's pretty full. Okay, so I'm going to scoop my white and spread it all over this phrase here. Leaves are falling, autumn is calling. And I'm not quite ready for that. I was just telling my husband another month we'll be closing our pool, even though it's 90-something degrees right now. Okay, after you get that paste on, you scrape it off. You should be able to see your design right through the paste that's left on top there. Unless you're using teal paint and teal chalk paste, and then you can hardly see through it. So when you're using glass like this, you want to, again, be sure not to pull just from one corner. Try to pull it from the center as soon as you can. Ta-da! It's pretty. Get chalk dust everywhere. Okay, let's try that just a little bit. Yeah, Cindy, me too. Trust me. There's a lot of things that I've been waiting to order that I haven't been able to. This is really cute. Okay. Before I move on any further, I'm going to try to get a little bit of this chalk paste off of my hands because I'll get it all over the ribbons otherwise. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I'm washing my hands here a little bit. Ugh. What a mess. Okay. That's better. It's definitely better. So the way that I learned to make this bow is from another designer who also says she can't make bows, but she makes the most beautiful bows. And we're going to use a couple of different ribbons to do this, including this one. And so this one has beautiful fall leaves on it. And I'm going to use this one. It's just sort of a rustic burlap. So I'm going to layer those. And I've also got this, which is super cool. Have you ever seen this before? It's kind of a gold ivy. I thought that was really, really pretty. All right, so what you do is you kind of figure out how big you want your bow to be. And I just want it to be about this big, about 6 inches long. So you take your ribbon and you make what we'd consider to look like a support, what are they called? Support ribbons? A hope ribbon? You know how those, they have them for, breast cancer awareness, that kind of a ribbon. So you just kind of make a half circle. Yeah, let me start over. Take your ribbon, cross the tails, and pull that in as big as you think you want your bow to be. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Like that. Okay, let me cut my tails. We'll adjust these later. So you got your ribbon like that. Then you're going to kind of bunch them up in the center, going back and forth, and weaving them back. Oh, look, it worked. Weaving them back and forth until it forms a bow, like so. All right, those tails will be trimmed. Let's see if I can get this to stay. You know what I didn't bring was a wire. Here's a piece of string. I've got some string. Okay, then you're going to make another one the same exact way. Cindy, you're not either? Oh gosh, I'm glad I'm not the only one. So this one I'm going to make a little bit smaller so that this will layer nicely. That looks perfect. Show actually. Got those tails. I think we're gonna maybe go, yeah, you can kind of weave them together when you've got them all in your hand. Might be a little easier. And you can make these as thick or thin as you want them to be. So the only other thing I wanted to add in here was a piece of this gold. Do you like that? It's kind of a cool look. So I'm just gonna snip off a piece of that. I made it look easy. Oh my gosh, really? Thank you. It's not my thing. We're gonna Leslie's gonna have a bow class for us one of these days, though, because we all need it. So there we go. I don't know if that's gonna hang nicely. Maybe if I put it behind the burlap. Let's try that. I am using wired ribbon, which is a lot easier to work with most of the time. Okay. All right, let's tie this together and pray for the best, right? And we'll trim it down. Okay, we'll tie that. Dang, not bad. I really like this fall ribbon. And the gold's cool too. I gotta fuss with that a little bit. Figure out how big we want it. And cut the tails. I don't want it to take over the whole thing. So to make the tails, I'm just gonna fold my ribbon in half. And then you take your scissors and you cut from the outer edge up into the higher part of the bow. So like, just like that, and that will give you that little perfect fork. I have done that wrong a couple of times. Okay, now let's do this one. Just cutting a V groove, sort of. I don't know if you need to use the wire ribbon, it's just easier to work with somehow. It's just, it stays in place a little bit better, I guess. Let's see if I can adjust that just a little bit. There. Okay. Let's fluff a little bit. The trick is going to be how to attach this plate to the row. That will be the tricky part. I could hot glue it right on there, couldn't I? It almost looks like a pumpkin. All right. Well, I don't have my hot glue heated up yet, but this is my plan. I think I'm going to hot glue this right to the plate and play with this gold just a little bit more so it shows a little bit. I might actually tack it to the whiter ribbon underneath. So what do you think? Pretty cute? What can you do for $1? There we go. All right, so that is my project for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this. I get to make a bow publicly and it didn't come out horrible, so all is well in the world. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with another project. We're going to be doing some inking tomorrow for sure. It's a pillowcase, so you're going to want to tune in for that one. It's going to be really, really pretty. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in a bundle, I can get you the transfer and all of the chalk paste that we used tonight for $20. Let me just double check that. $20. This transfer should be in between August 17th and 21st in case you want to order it by yourself, or let me know if you'd like me to order it for you and I can ship it right to you. Or you can do a porch pickup, whatever's better for you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Have a great night. Bye-bye.